joined us on Starting Up. Time now to introduce you to someone who's often referred to as the Simon Cowell of the Indian startup world. We're talking about Mahesh Murthy, successful investor and entrepreneur, and of course, managing partner of Seed Fund. It's over to Sudhir then in the studios.
Hello and welcome to Super Angels, a show where we endeavor to find India's next super entrepreneur. I have with me super angel Mahesh Murthy. Mahesh, the startup you're going to see today is from the software as a service space. It's an interesting play in the BPO sector. What's your view on the software as a service space overall?
I think all software is going to be sold as a service. Everything from Microsoft Office to Gmail to what you use in your mobile phone. Well, this is the equivalent of what CK Prahlad said: go to the bottom of the pyramid rather than sell a 100 rupee shampoo bottle, sell a 1 rupee sachet. That's what software is.
So going to the bottom of the pyramid. So Mahesh, we're going to have a look at the pitch.
Hundreds and thousands of employees work in the BPO and contact center industry. Most of the communication happens on the Excels that gets populated from various sources of software that have been implemented in this industry. Therefore, managing communication at every level is the biggest challenge. Enter Business Intelligence, a cloud-based BI service that's been designed for the contact center and BPO space. It can easily integrate with your internal data elements, including Excel, to create intuitive graphs hosted on cloud as well as mobile. We also have got a good focus around creating the reports on the dependent support functions such as the human resources, training, as well as the administration. We've priced our software on the usage basis, on a SaaS model. So the number of people that you add on a monthly basis is what the cost that you pay to us. The cost is rupees 500 to about 1,000 rupees per person per month. We would like to now look at growing this business to about 50 customers in the 2011 and would continue to grow it to approximately 300 customers as our target in the next 3 years. With this, we project revenues of about 2.5 crores in 2011 and would like to grow this to about 25 crores in the next 5 years' time. We would like to pitch for 2 crores for an equity distribution of 20%. We will be investing this capital in building advanced features as well as the scenario-based dashboards plus sales and marketing.
So I think it's interesting. There are about 100,000 BPO seats in India. And if there's somebody who says he offers analytics, that's an interesting thing. However, analytics by itself is not a big buzzword for us. I mean, many overseas companies want it. I think the important thing with analytics is, what can it do for me? Can it increase my productivity? Can it lower my costs? Can it improve my performance?
So what can it do for me? That's the key question. Let's find out from Rahul and invite him into our studios.
Hi.
Rahul, give us a little background. How did Business Intelligence actually begin? Take us through your background as well.
Well, the three key issues that I realized within the BPO industry is the dependency on Excel, knowledge retention because of people leaving and about attrition. And the third one is about standardizing the dashboards, not only with standardization, also enhancing the dashboarding for the BPOs, which is a constant trouble for internal teams.
So that's what you're looking to achieve with this software?
Absolutely.
Great. So I have Mahesh with me and he's been looking at the pitch very closely.
I'll cover the first reaction later. I'll give you my second and bigger reaction, probably the more important one, which is, so yes, you're going to do analytics, so that's fine. The thing is, analytics is one of those things which in any business is a nice to do thing. It's not a want to do or must do thing, right? A want to do or must do thing is something which says, okay, this is going to save me money, or this is going to make me money, or this is going to improve productivity, right? So I'm not clear why you haven't really talked about what kind of productivity increase your software brings a company. Because unless you can tell me what that increase is, I don't know if 500 is too much or too little.
Okay, now that I'm with you, I can explain you better. Explaining to a camera is always difficult. The overall value of analytics within the trade that we are working on is very high.
What is high? I mean, don't use words, give me numbers. There are so many companies doing call center analytics. What's so different about you?
Okay, the companies that do call center analytics, they are the companies who supply the call monitoring or call management softwares. They do analytics on the data that they receive within their systems.
Sure.
There's something called an operational information or operational dashboarding, which is being done by the managers or the MIS team. That data is the performance data of an agent. That is the service level data.
So basically you'd put together data from different places into one place.
Absolutely.
So it's like a services offering. So what is the value of this?
Dashboarding, the value of the dashboard, that is the dashboard that gets out. It's not the MIS executives who create those dashboards. It is the manager who spends time. Technically, 40% of the time is the manager's time in order to define what he needs to either report internally to his board or to the client. So he defines
But he does it once in a quarter and he's done, right? Or not more than that. That's a couple of hours. What productivity increase can you expect to show from an agent? 1%, 5%, 100%, 200%?
First thing that will happen with that software is create the competitive environment, thus bringing.
Rahul, what's the answer? What's the number?
On a very practical level, I would say to you that in a team of 10 people over the 3 months period, we would be able to guarantee increase of as much as 20% productivity.
So
based on the past experiences I've got.
Excellent. That's what I want. I've been pushing for that. So now you understand. Now you're saying that my 15,000 rupee income earning agent is now going to give me 15,000 plus 3,000, 18,000.
Yeah, on the cost of the agent.
Yeah, right. So now I know that I will get 3,000 rupees more per agent.
Okay.
Now if you're able to do that, I believe you can go out and say, give me 25% of that. I'm willing to give you 750 rupees when you're able to prove 3,000 rupees increase. Right?
It's a point.
Right?
Okay.
So this is coming from one of the gurus of response-oriented marketing.
Thank you.
Because
I'll send you a bill for this. If you can figure out, and maybe you've not built it yet or whatever, in your engagement with a client, look, I commit I'm going to be able to sell you X. Right? And my deal is very simple. That you give me a base fee. Maybe a base fee that is 100 rupees per use per month. And give me 10% of X. Right?
Good.
Something of that sort.
So Mahesh, assume he goes ahead and changes his product around, makes it response-oriented. How do you suggest he goes out and acquires customers? You think he should start with a large customer and then move to smaller ones, start with smaller ones? What strategy do you see?
Actually, I think if you can let a large customer,
Right.
that the benefit of that will be seen by every kind of customer, large or small. But if it is a small customer, a large guy is not going to believe him necessarily. I could connect them. Somebody could connect them with the CIOs and the CTOs,
Right.
Or the CEOs of these BPOs, to be able to go and tell them, look, I can save you X money or I can make you X money.
Right.
And that's really the metric. So that's the dashboard he needs to work on, not so much the client dashboard, but his own dashboard. Another issue, right, dude? I come from a branding background. You have an unspellable name. You tell me your name is Business Intelligence spelled with a Z.
Mahesh, 2 crores for 20%, what do you make of that valuation?
I think it's a little insane, okay.
You want to justify that valuation, Rahul?
Well, the valuation which I anticipated for 20% is to be negotiated, then commanded. The 20% came out of my head because I realized that the kind of concept that I've got, the kind of, so you do when there's no company and when there's no business, still there's a value to that business, which is the head of the entrepreneur who is spending time on that.
So I'll disagree with that. You know, when there's an idea, frankly, I figured out the value of an idea is 0.67 cents. Because ideas are a dime a dozen.
So, Mahesh, the first thing you wanted to work on is this performance-based dashboard. Yeah. So Rahul, how quickly can we see the performance-based dashboard?
I would like to target that for the next release, which is end of June.
So Mahesh, you've heard the pitch, you've met Rahul in flesh and blood. What are your views on him as an entrepreneur? What do you want to see in business intelligence 6 months from now, hopefully when they make it to the grand finale?
So I think what I like about Rahul is that he's got the relevant experience with the business in this space. What I also like is the fact that he's open to ideas and suggestions, and that, you know, it's not my way or the highway. He's willing to try it out. What I would like to see is actually making this product far more important than it is to the customer, from being just a reporting and analytics system to being a kind of performance driving system for the agents, and also performance reporting system and a savings and cost reducing system and a revenue increasing system for me, the customer. And also to see his revenues tied to that. I would like to be able to see that in a build from him, maybe, you know, 6 weeks from now. Not just in a build, but I'd like to see one of your customers buy into this.
So Mahesh wants business intelligence to move to a performance-based approach. He wants a product to move from a nice to have to a need to have, and perhaps that's the next dashboard Rahul will be working on. You can agree or disagree with Mahesh. You can write into us on startingup@etnow.tv and vote for business intelligence. You can also SMS us or write into us on our Facebook wall. Will Rahul Sethi be India's next super entrepreneur? Well, continue following us on Super Angels to find out.
And over the next 6 months, you can be sure that Business Intelligence will be mentored by a Thai mentor, and we, of course, will keep a watch out for their progress. We'll take a quick breather here on the show, but coming up, Starting Up Impact, where we revisit some of the startups we've featured on the show over the last 100 episodes.